that keep me up at night. Ooh, scary video. No, it's not that scary, I promise. There's a lot of things that keep me up at night, tossing and turning, aside from the overstimulation from youtube.com or Netflix or TikTok if you're brazy like that. I don't know how y'all can scroll through 5-second videos at like 1 in the morning. It's crazy to me how y'all do that, but when I'm watching YouTube, it's usually because I'm scared, or I'm not scared, or I'm nervous. And usually when I was a kid, I would get scared over the most irrational things on the planet. When my closet light wasn't on, it was like the end of the world, because apparently a monster's just gonna poof, reappear into the closet when it's dark. And at all times, I would have a night light on me. Like, it was crazy. I kept that thing strapped because I was so scared of, get this, mushrooms. That was the very irrational fear I had when I was a kid. Mushrooms, yeah, it kept me up at night. Not even joking. There was one day, me and Birdie were going outside in the backyard. We had like a birthday party, so it was like our main character day. We had no idea what mushrooms were, so when we saw them in the backyard, we were like panicking. We just went into panic mode and we just both ran back inside. Like, I ran back in there like my life fucking depended on it. Out of anything to be scared of, I chose mushrooms. And I'm sure all of us can relate to having some goofy fear like that when we were kids, bro. Like, there's no way. I was probably the only motherfucker that was afraid of mushrooms, but I'm sure some of you were afraid of something irrational. What if the world just ended and then we just got absolutely clocked by an asteroid while I was sleeping? Oh, no, it was a really goofy thought, bro. I swear to God. I had this thought in like 2012. I don't know. There was like some speculation going around or something, and some kid in my class brought it up. I was pretty good friends with this kid at the time, and the first thing he said to me on that very day when I walked into the class, he said, Hey, Doc, did you know that the world is ending today? What? I think it was around Christmas time, if I remember correctly. Bro said the world was gonna end, and I believed him. And that's the part of it that kept me up at night, wondering, is the world just gonna end? Or am I just gonna stop existing? Then I woke up the next morning. I somehow fell asleep. It was probably at like 12. And I'm like, oh, I'm alive. Like, no shit, you're alive. You wouldn't have opened your goddamn eye. That's something I would also do as a kid was I would wake up in an absolute cold sweat, heart racing after a crazy nightmare. And my ass would not go back to sleep. I don't know if any of y'all can relate to this, but I'm up and I'm just looking in one direction because I don't want to see nothing. So there I am, just frozen in one direction. All right, fight, flight, freeze. My body fucking froze. Purposefully trying not to sleep. Craziest dream ever. Are you ready? I walk outside. I go to my driveway. I'm going to play some basketball. I'm literally on the way, and I see a squirrel, and it just fucking jumps at me. You know, yeah, it kept me up. I don't know why. Then you got any kind of horror entertainment, bro. If I watched a horror movie the night before, you could say goodbye, bro. Or just any video game or like picture, literally any media that was like horror related. That shit kept me up at night. Some kid showed me like creepy pastas in 6th grade. He's like, hey, hello, Doc. Do you want to see some creepy pastas? Have you heard of them? I'm like, no. And he showed me a bunch of shit from like video games like FNAF, Sonic, Mario. It's a bunch of other shit, just creepy shit happening in the game, and I was fucking frightened. I was just gonna play the game. It was just gonna happen. And it was like a completely different ballpark once we got to high school. There were plenty of things that got me worried that really had nothing to do with like general fears. Like shit like replaying an awkward moment in my head, man. Something I really feared was awkward moments, man. It was bad. So I would just lay there at night. I would just be chilling, and my brain would pop out, and I'd have this random thought. Hey, Doc, remember that one awkward moment from the morning? I don't know what that laugh was, but motherfucker. So, what's your favorite color? Blue? Yeah, I really like blue too. So, you know, I was mining diamonds the other day in Minecraft, and I got them. How crazy is that? Yeah, that's really crazy. That is not based on a true story, but you get the idea. Something like that would pop up in your head, and you replay it like, damn, what could I do differently? What could have I done differently? Yeah, don't focus on like shit you did that's awkward. The middle of the... All right, it happened. There's no avoiding it. Don't waste your energy. Then there I was replaying that scenario in my head. What I could have done differently not to be such an awkward piece of shit. Instead of letting go and thinking, maybe that girl will forget. No, I like hung on to that shit for the whole night. Not the whole night, but basically like 2 or 3 hours while I was supposed to be asleep. Then fast forward to college, there was a lot more adult-like fears, except for this one. This wasn't really a fear, it kind of just kept me up at night. Or you know what, I'll count it. It's kind of a fear. But I knew it was never gonna happen, but what if? So I was in like a statistics class. I couldn't tell you how this came up. I have no idea. But it was just so random that it got my attention. And he said, I don't know the exact percentage. We'll say like 0.2% of people die tangled in their bed sheets. But he was like bringing up the statistic all class, bro. I don't know what the fuck kind of class I just took. But man, it was crazy. It was like, wow, what if it just happens? Shit got real deep for a minute. I'm like, whoa, what if I just got tangled in my bed sheets? And I vaguely remember a time in like first grade where I practically fucking swimming through the goddamn things to get some fucking air. Then at the end, he was like, remember, don't get tangled in your bed sheets. Anyways, have a good weekend, class. I'll see you Tuesday. Yeah, obviously I wasn't like panicking over it, but I'm like, ha, funny. And then I go to sleep in my dorm, and I'm thinking about it. What if it happens? So yeah, my neck was like fucking hovering that night, bro. Like I woke up with severe neck pain. Like someone get me some icy hot like right about now. Then failure. So when I wasn't really doing so hot on YouTube, I didn't really have a channel at the time. So when I failed at something or I failed a test, it was like, fuck, what if I fail the next one? And yeah, I would just spiral out of control, and it would keep me up at night. Or if I just took a test, I would be wondering, I would try to remember all the answers and like fucking look them up at like 2 in the morning, like, oh shit, did I get this one right? It was like one thought of failure, and boom, the whole farm was infested. Because now, then college, bro, there's money on the line, bro, there's money on the line. So of course, we gotta lock in. If I failed a test in high school, I wouldn't give 2 shits, because it was so fucking easy to pass. Like seriously, you would literally get a 50% if you put your name on the test, and that's it. Not meeting other people's expectations or not meeting your own expectations, man, that shit kept me up at night, bro. But not as often as me wondering what the future is going to hold for me, such as fear the unknown. What is next for me? I mean, there's really no way of telling. What if I die alone? The future is unpredictable, and if you're an overthinker, of course you're gonna try and predict that shit. But guess what I do instead of going to sleep? I think about, oh, what is in store for the duck? I remember a couple nights where I couldn't sleep due to like a test or like a presentation. The fear that kept me up is of it not going well. But when in reality, who the hell's gonna remember my presentation 5 years down the road? Like, haha, Duck's presentation was really goofy. But actually, Duck, your presentation is actually factually incorrect. I guess like in high school and then like my first year of college, I was really scared about being judged. And it's gonna happen. Humans are judgmental creatures. Like what? I don't know what my mind was coming up with, but I guess it was like off the boof or something. Maybe off that Zyington. But goddamn, like these scenarios would just be playing in my head for no reason. Boo! Boo! What the fuck is this? Hey, Duck, what the hell was that presentation? It was trash. It was garbage. What the hell? Who invited this kid? Nerd. Loser. I don't know what was going on in my head, but hey, man, it was like my biggest op back in the day. If you enjoyed this video, I got you. We got another video right there just for you on the end screen. Go watch it now.